a great rhythm. I don't know if I've never been in this type of rhythm in my life, but I think each year you just you figure out the things that make you your best and give you your best chance consistently. And I think I've just found that space.
Rhythm, a strong, regular repeat pattern of a movement. Damian Lillard has been in rhythm. Lillard is the first player in NBA history to average better than 45 points and 10 assists over a 6-game span. But what leads to his rhythm and what makes him so good? What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. Carmelo said we haven't seen that in a long time, and he's right. Dame makes shooting 40-footers look ridiculously easy.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Or when he drops 61, then 47, then 51. And the best part is that the Trailblazers win when Dame takes over, going 5-1 in that 6-game stretch. The Trailblazers are fighting to make the playoffs, and Dame is doing all he can to lead them there, even when the refs don't want him to succeed. I've always liked Dame as a person and his killer mentality, but this is more than just that. So let's break down why Dame is so good. Drop a like for how many deep threes Dame has made. 5,307. Yeah, I have a TikTok with NBA stuff, and to these 6.6 million people that watch my videos that still aren't subscribed, that's a lot of people. All-Star Weekend was amazing, so please subscribe. Also, turn notifications to all so you can vibe to these late night videos, since a lot of you be watching this at night. There's a lot of stats that show Damian Lillard has been great this season. He's averaging 29.5 points and 7.9 assists on 46% from the field and 39.3% from 3. Through the first 44 games, he has made more 30-plus footers than any other player in NBA history did in a single season. He shot 42% on 30-plus footers. It's not a bad shot, Paul George.
I mean, that's a bad shot.
No! But there's one very specific skill that allows and opens up the entire game for Dame, and that is the force at which Lillard can dribble the ball. Now, he's not just pounding the ball all the time or dribbling hard excessively like Julian Newman. It's the change of speed of the dribble that throws defenses off, especially behind the three-point line. Dame can shoot from anywhere, which the defense is wary of, so they are stepping up. Now, Dame is only going to get small windows, and he's hunting for them. That hard dribble allows Dame to get the ball into his shot pocket so much quicker and shoot the ball off the dribble in the tiniest of windows. This is why Dame can shoot right as he's using a screen in small space. He's in sync with that dribble and rises with the ball on its way up, leading to an effortless shot. It's something that we've seen Steph Curry do, but Dame's force on the ball seems to be a little bit more. This leads to a variety of hard dribbles like his sidestep shot that he did against the Thunder and the Lakers and just everywhere. What makes this so unique is that typically a player will do a hard dribble on that first step to the rim, and especially when they put their head down. But Dame uses his hard dribble on the perimeter to get the shot he wants. The first time I really noticed this with Dame was a few years ago with this in-between legs dribble that actually pushed his momentum backwards instead of forward. He would also do a hard dribble into a more traditional step back, but now there's much more lateral movement and a much harder dribble. It's kind of fun looking back at Lillard's progression from his rookie year to now because a lot has changed. While this allows Dame to shoot quickly, this doesn't mean that a quick shot works all the time. Dame is able to recognize the slightest shifts in weight. A lot of good offensive players are great at reading players' feet, but Lillard is good at making players ride to his rhythm. For example, right here, Dame hesitates to his right, causing Alec Burks to shift his weight on his left foot going back. Dame then does a hard in-between the legs dribble and sells the drive to the left. Burks was trying to play catch-up and shifts his weight to the paint. Dame stops, goes back to the three-point line into an easy three. Burks is all late to every single one of these moves, and Whiteside also sets a nice pick and even even though Dame is a couple steps behind the 3-point line, it's an easy shot. His pick awareness, specifically what angles defenders will fight through screens, is pretty impressive because that's also how he gets those small windows. These hard dribbles also work when Dame gives the slightest of hesitations, explodes, but then pushes a hard dribble, which gives him options to either shoot from mid-range or drive hard to the rim where the ball really isn't out of his hands for too long. The scary thing with Dame is that as much as you have to respect the 3-point shot, you also have to respect Dame's ability to finish because he's going at you.
Help me! A player to look at. Oh my goodness.
And he's not afraid to pull from the mid-range either. He's a threat from everywhere on the court, which leads to the defense trying to do one probably smart, responsible thing, which is get the ball out of Dame's hands. During Dame's 6-game stretch, reporters asked how he was dealing with the constant pressure of defenses focusing on him, and he had this to say: "Teams are trying to get more aggressive and make it harder for me. I'm just making the plays that I see. When I see them being aggressive, I'm not backing out. I'm going to continue being aggressive against it instead of just giving into it. Cause a reaction, pick out the help side defenders and guys that are pulling over and trying to crowd the paint. Just moving the ball to where the help is coming from. Guys are making shots and making the right plays. It's pretty simple." While the intricacies and details of Dame's playmaking are definitely more complicated, he makes it sound so simple, and in reality, it is for him. What he is doing is scanning the floor in a limited time when recognizing a double is coming and then making the best play from the information instead of just giving up the ball and hoping his teammates can do something from that, or giving up the ball and getting the ball right back to reset the play, which means that you lost time on the shot clock. He's putting his teammates in the best position to succeed. He's patient. For example, in this play, the Rockets are trying to contain Lillard, looking for an opportunity to double him, but Dame keeps the ball and calmly scans the floor to see which angle his team needs to attack from. He gets the defenders down low to step up, which allows the secondary lob to be so easy and actually happen. Dame doesn't get a stat for any of this, but this gives his team a bucket. Also, PJ Tucker was the center on the floor in this possession. The Rockets have been ready for this no center lineup in January. Side note, I'm really interested in this experiment with the no centers because this could mean a lot for the future of the NBA and how teams will play if the Rockets actually have meaningful success in the playoffs. Playmaking isn't the only way he's getting past these double teams. Dame will still get his shots because the defense is forced to double him up high or send help way above the 3-point line. Dame will open up one defender and then have all the space at the 3-point line to do whatever he wants. Because Dame is the best shooter from 35 feet, the defenses are spread extremely thin, and this opens up roles for Whiteside to go to the paint. In Lillard's triple-doubles, 7 of those assists went to Whiteside. All of this is great, but perhaps the most important part of Dame's game is his leadership. If Dame wanted, he didn't have to stay, especially after 4 of the 5 starters left 4 years ago. That's crazy! But Dame's continued commitment to the Trailblazers, repeatedly saying he wants to build something there and doesn't want to sell out, he's a guy teammates can rally behind. This leads to a sense of solidarity in Game 2. If you look at the Trailblazers, they are second in the league in isolations per game, but there is this dynamic of sharing the ball for isolations. I know it sounds counterintuitive sharing in isolations, but let me explain. The Rockets have 22.7 possessions of isolation per game, of which Harden takes 14.3, so almost 66%, and Westbrook takes 7.5, meaning 0.9 possessions of isolations are by all other Rockets players combined. Meanwhile, here's a breakdown of the Trailblazers. With only 11.6 isolation possessions for the team, it's a steep drop off from the Rockets, but they are second in the league. Dame takes less than 50% of the isolations at 4.8, and the offense gives rooms for others like Carmelo Anthony, Anthony Simmons, and Rodney Hood when he was playing. There are times when Dame defers to Carmelo for multiple possessions in a row. Dame and CJ have this dynamic relationship of just picking their spots. I'm not saying it's at the level of LeBron and Kyrie, but LeBron and Kyrie is a good comparison of how they would pick which player would get their moments. If Dame wanted, he could really be doing more more ISOs, especially because he's averaging over 1 point per ISO. But the Blazers players ride behind Dame and the fact that yeah, he'll take over the game, but he'll also give other players a chance. Props to Terry Stotts too for encouraging this culture. So Damian Lillard is just a bad man, period. He can make any shot at any moment. He can create any shot he wants against any defense, and he's going to do his best to lead whatever group of guys he has to a win. Remember, the Trailblazers made the conference finals last year, and that was behind the man, Damian Lillard, and he's just been amazing this season in such a unique way. But what do you think? Can the Trailblazers make the playoffs? Will Dame eventually win a championship? Drop it like if you like Dame's deep shots, cause they are amazing. Yeah, I have a TikTok, there's NBA content on there. We're doing bits on TikTok, and if you're still here, you a real one, so comment hard so I know. The Instagram shout of the day goes to Finn, and the all-day notification shout goes to Krista. Thanks for the all-day support. Make sure to hit the bell for all your notifications, and if you're not a sub, hit that subscribe button, join the all-day community for more fire content, all-day support. It's your boy MJ. We out.
Okay, just hop in my spaceship. Okay, just hop in my spaceship. No, 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 no.